It's a beautiful new day. Hey, running down the avenue, see how the sun shines brightly.
Honey, I'm home.
Hi.
This for you. Jacket too.
You want to hold him?
Nah, nothing. I'm tired.
Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long.
Hey, can you help me set the table?
No.
Dinner?
No.
At least hold the kids?
I'm extremely busy. No. When's dinner gonna be ready?
In a minute.
Why is there still a mess in the kitchen?
I will get it as soon as I finish cooking dinner.
What have you done all day?
Hello? 19th century women were surrounded by the idea of Republican motherhood, barefoot pregnant in the kitchen. The women's greatest roles were to raise male children to become political figureheads of the time. Now, the idea of Republican motherhood soon transitioned into the cult of domesticity. Not much of a difference, but it was the result of the market revolution. The market revolution shifted work and production from the home to industries. Women were now assigned to make non-market value goods such as love, friendship, and have moral obligation. Women's roles were not to produce, but to enable their husbands to produce. Women seemed to be the moral compasses of American society. Women exercised their remedial power with the progressive reform to reform jails and asylums like Dorothea Dix, and in the hatred and battered home life due to alcohol like Carrie Nation, a tenacious hammerhead who fought for prohibition. Seneca Falls was the first women's suffrage movement of its time. As a byproduct of the American temperance movement, the convention was instituted by both men and women that agreed in order to fight the bottle, women must be enfranchised. The convention produced the Declaration of Sentiments, which basically called out all the heroes of the American Revolution for being sexist and misogynistic. Soon to be leaders of the women's suffrage movement came Jane Addams and Ida B. Wells. The group later transformed into Alice Paul and Carrie Chapman Catt, who formed the Congressional Union, a radical union campaigning for women's suffrage and an amendment to uphold it. Women were also known to start and benefit wars. Harriet Beecher Stowe, now an American icon, simply wrote Uncle Tom's Cabin, which was read all over the U.S. and eventually started the Civil War based on the wrongdoings and mistreatment of slaves. During World War I and World War II, women were forced to industrialize and take factory jobs for the boys, but the consequences were unthinkable. Some women liked working more than staying at home. This major transition from home to workforce eventually led to the enactment of the 19th Amendment in 1970. During the World Wars, a new trend, knee skirts and shorter sleeves, were implemented as a fashion statement dedicated for helping the boys. Women sacrificed anything and everything for the boys.
Hello, you must be Miss Kimberly. I see you're here for birth control.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, that's interesting. I can tell by your hand that you're not married. I hope this doesn't give you permission to be a strumpet.
No, I'll be good.
Now, I warn you, I'll take you off this medicine if you abuse it. Even in our modern day, easy women don't find husbands. Now, this Margaret Singer lady is trying to make it okay for a bunch of women to be some floozies.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. The pill was first introduced by Margaret Sanger, an advocate for Planned Parenthood and contraception. This idea gave some power back to women, so that they weren't always barefoot, pregnant, and in the kitchen, and they had time to invest elsewhere. This idea of female power was shared by Betty Friedan, author of Feminine Mystique. It allowed women to sympathize and empathize with each other on their wishes to be more than just wives and mothers. Roe vs Wade in 1973 was one of the first pieces of legislation that addressed women's power. Right after the 19th Amendment, Roe vs Wade allowed women to make the choice whether to terminate the pregnancy depending on the state. Another piece of gender equality legislation that was passed was Title IX. It ended inequality at school and fair chances for both female and male students. Modern-day women have surpassed the struggles of the past. 21st century women are still pressured to pursue the typical nuclear family, but are encouraged to be educated and find a job outside of the home. Women may have obtained the right to vote, but still suffer from discrimination and inequality of pay. Although the foundation was set by Alice Paul and Lucretia Mott, women are still fighting today for inequality.
Got eyes on the target. Eyes on the target.
Freeze. Put the gun down slowly. You're under arrest for the attempted murder of candidate Donald.
This is the money maker. Hurry up. Hurry up, Timberlake. You gotta count it.
I forgot it.
Honey, I'm home. Oh, okay.
Go.
Wait! Quiet. It's okay. Am I done? I can't sign.
Wait, hold on. Okay, pause. Okay.
1. Go.
You're arrested for the.
You see my face?
Go.
You're arrested for the.
You're